Today in the presentation also our colleagues from Chile, Felix, will give a presentation on his team of the regional business development team who are working on critical raw materials. My colleague Inés from the embassy will tell a little bit more about the activities of the European Union in Argentina on critical raw materials. So, and then we'll have the most important thing, and that's Gabriel highlighting all the important new facts of this market study. Then there will be time for questions and answers. You can directly interact with Gabriel and also with me. And then we'll close up and look for the next steps to take. Okay, Felix, I would like to give the floor to you.
Thanks, Bastiaan, and hi, everyone. Indeed, lots of familiar faces also, but also lots of names that I haven't seen before. My name is Felix Quartero. I'm indeed based in Chile, but I also work half of my time in the regional business development team. So I'll give you some highlights around this without taking too much time, because we came for the results of the study on Argentina, of course. Just to give you a bit of context, here the red dots on the map show you the trade advisors in our region that are part of the team. Basically, what we do as a regional business development team is that we leverage the weight of our region. So we organize regional collaboration. We have some budget also to make that happen. We have a couple of focus sectors, including critical raw materials, so mining mostly. I think one example of how you can benefit as a company from what we do is that in our monthly update call, you can also join as a company to present what you do and what you would like in the Latin American region before all the different trade advisors at the embassies here. Good to mention is that our official scope does not include Brazil, but for critical raw materials, we do include them in our calls. So we also work with and for Brazil. So yeah, we have the whole continent in that sense covered. We did a presentation, for example, for Moxba, a Dutch company that works in, the catalyzers that contain nickel and does a processing of those, reprocessing to make green steel, for example. So if you have interest in that kind of platform, then we can offer that. I included a bit of our vision for the next 4 years. Critical raw materials is a topic that is just starting. The Netherlands is not a big mining country, but as you are all very well aware, is that we have a lot of competences in that area, be it in water management, be it in tools or instruments, be it in, I see Sarah is there from Mammoet, so big equipment, anything to do with dredging. So there's a lot of possibilities there. The expectation is that in the next 2 years, we have some early adapters that have directly related services or products that we can help to sign their first contract. And in the next 4 years, also some related services and companies will follow. I think one thing I'd like to pitch that we want to set up for next year is to have companies that already are active here in the region and in mining, such as Arcadis, but perhaps Mammoet, Sarah could also be a good example, to have them mentor a group of companies that would like to land here. So share some experiences of what it's like to do business in mining, but in the region or in specific countries. Share perhaps contacts that could be of use, and in that way ease the path for companies that like to land. And that, of course, is something that as an embassy or as an MBSO is a bit more difficult, or right, we don't have those contacts or experiences ourselves. Well, what else to expect? In April, we have the Expo Min Trade Fair in Chile. I know that in Argentina, but maybe Inés will talk a bit about that as well. There's interest to set up participation to Arminera. And I think with that, I will, the last bit fell off my screen, but yeah, for the rest, we will keep you up to date. Now it's gone. Yeah. So Arminera, and indeed, there's some results we would like to launch also with companies about how the European proposition fits to what the critical raw materials sector in the region, so on lithium, on copper, needs, and your companies could be and will be a good part of that. So expect that for towards October.
Okay.
Handing it back to you, Bastiaan.
Thanks very much, Felix. I will also include the contact details of Felix at the end of the presentation, and also in an email, follow-up email. And it's very important to work together as a team, supporting Dutch companies with consulates, embassies, and all the MBSO. Now I would like to give the floor to Inés. Hi, Inés.
Hi there. Hi, everybody. Well, I see we have a very nice group here. So, well, a few words of the work we are doing at the embassy. As you may see, we have like a whole team. On one hand, we have the NBSO here in Argentina. We efforts at regional level with the regional business developer. We as an embassy, and we also work with along with the European delegation here in Argentina. We work within the Theme Europe initiative, and there are several of those. But in this case, well, it's the lithium working group that shortly will become also the CRM working group. We will be adding copper, and then we will see what happens in the future. There is an MOU establishing a partnership between the EU and Argentina on sustainable raw materials, value chains, and there is like a concrete roadmap already prepared for Argentina that has 5 pillars. So on one hand, what it includes is a construction of critical and strategical raw materials value chains. There is cooperation on research and innovation, also on ESG aspects, infrastructure, and of course, we are trying to strengthen capacities, training, and skills. We work with the European Union, with other member countries, because this reinforces our work. It's not the same to having like a whole European delegation that only one country. So it's really interesting how we can achieve more things within European cooperation. And well, as there is short time, and I want to leave the floor to Gabriel, who is really the expert here. I would like to mention to you that, well, there is a mission to Brussels from Argentina organized by the EU delegation. It's for the Raw Materials Week. And there will be an Argentinian day organized within this Raw Material Week. So if you are interested, you may participate. And on the other hand, we are also considering, well, the three of us that are here, meaning the regional business developer, the MBSO, and we as an embassy, a participation at Arminera that will take place in May here in Buenos Aires. So you are really welcomed. We will keep you informed about the developments around it. And now I leave the floor to the real expert.
Thank you very much, Inés. Yes. So just a few points. So why did we decide to do an update of the study? We published the initial study in November 2 years ago. But in the meantime, really a lot has happened. The war in Ukraine, the geopolitics is much more important. An acceleration of the energy transition. So lithium and copper, for example, are very important resources, and also other critical raw materials. Europe really put that on the agenda. In Argentina also, we saw the change of government with Milei. which is taking quite a different directions and providing also opportunities for doing business, opening the country. That's interesting. We've seen a lot of volatility as in prices, for example, lithium prices that have skyrocketed and then dropped 80%, having a lot of effects on the projects themselves. And we have seen a lot of changes in the projects. Some have been put on hold, some have passed over to new owners in the last few, well, some have merged. So that's very interesting. And we saw that it was really important to include. And now to go to Gabriel. He did already, he was already the author of the initial market study, and therefore also was the right person to do this update. I think we included even, we went from 100 to 180 pages with detailed description of also the different projects one by one. Gabriel is a mining engineer with almost 35 years of experience in the mining and really wide-ranging responsibilities in Argentina, in the north, in the south, but also in the neighboring countries. He is a certified person, qualified person by the Australian authorities, consultant and auditor, and even professor at postdoctorate studies in two universities here in Argentina. Okay, Gabriel, I would like to give the floor to you.
Okay, thank you, Bastiaan. Thank you, everybody, for coming to be present. And well, I'll be starting with some consideration about the new government, our new president from December 2023. This government is more open for foreign investment. This is very clear, and now the government is working on the import restriction to eliminate that, because we have a lot of kind of US dollar values here, and the idea is to be coming to just only one, and this is the challenge in the next month. He now is introducing the RIGI. RIGI is a new law that is very important for foreign investment, because it is necessary some particular issues, like to be over the 200 million US dollar, that is the minimum investment, but the particular is it is possible to reduce the taxes. It's a possibility to get a very legal stability, which is very important, and some incentive in terms of importation and exportation, and it's possible to get you know, the dollars, that it is impossible to send the dollar for the main surface abroad. This is very important, the RIGI law, because now a lot of provinces get the RIGI like a very important issue to convince the companies to invest in the provinces. Another thing that is very important too is the investment, the mining, the big mining company like BHP, Rio Tinto, Eramet, Teck, for example. BHP joined with Lundin Group in San Juan to get one copper mine project, really. And the other thing that is Eramet movement, the last time that get the shares of the partner, Chinese company partner, and that is a very good news for the European people. Yeah. In terms of geopolitics, well, the critical raw material now is a very hot point for all the geopolitical issues point of view. I mean, for the energy transition. Now that is the challenge for the next years. And this is one of the reasons for the fall down of the lithium price, because Chinese companies get all the lithium all around the world and the stock. They are the owner of the stock of lithium mainly. And they are building very fast. They are constructing very fast the cars, the electrical cars, and really now the competition around the world is very strong. And the team Europe, as Inés mentioned, is very important. It's acting really very good in Argentina to having a different contact to establish or to represent the embassy, the Dutch embassy in a different offices and important office, you know, to say, well, Dutch companies are here and we are very interested in this critical material. Next question, please.
Okay. Maybe you could speak up a little bit, Gabriel. Thanks.
Okay. Well, what happens in the provinces? After the provincial election that happened the last year, some provinces changed the color of the particular policies, and they keep really the mining business. They care that because it's very important. For example, in San Juan, Catamarca, they maintain the commitment with the mining business. That is very, very important, really, because sometimes the governor changed the mind and something happened, but not now. There is a very important effort for all the people that is involved in the mining business. The roundtable, the lithium roundtable was joined in January 2021, and the last one was the copper roundtable. That is very important because both are very strong for these provinces. For example, for San Juan, Mendoza, Salta, really is a very important possibility to invest really where nothing happened. I mean, in the top of the mountain, where there are not possibility, that mining business is a very strong possibility there for the communities mainly and for the government too. And the good news is the new mining provinces became now mining friendly provinces like Mendoza and Rio Negro. They changed the mind, the governors changed the mind, and now are joined with all the provinces in Argentina that they are making a very, for example, Mendoza is very strong, introducing mining business around the world. They are visiting another countries, and they are very active in these terms, and really is very good because they are getting environmental permits for different zones where the province is a partner, and they are showing this possibility across one mining company, provincial mining company, call it Impulsa Mendoza, and they are very, very active with this company. Next, Bastiaan, please. Well, about this sector, I mentioned the price dropped because oversupply of the mining, the Chinese all around the world, they are getting, and another thing is some countries are producing lithium, like Brazil, for example, and another country are looking for this possibility for the water that is coming from the oil holes or petroleum, and that is another possibility to get lithium, to produce lithium carbonate. In the same direction, the lithium price fall down, and the exportation from Argentina in more or less 57%. In price, mainly in price, but not the volume increased. That is export, yeah, to come for compensation between both. In terms of new technology, really the last project in Argentina are all working in the possibility to use DLE, direct lithium extraction. That is the direction mainly right now, not using a big spaces for evaporation, for brain evaporation. Now, all the companies are looking for this possibility. For example, Eramet, the new plant of Eramet is in this way, was contracted, which is very good. It's perhaps it's a high investment, but it's very fast to get the lithium carbonate. In terms of copper, most of the company like BHP or Glencore or Rio Tinto or Teck or another company are looking for to increase the stocks in terms of reserves, you know, because this is the idea is to become a more strong company in terms of reserves. For example, one company very important like Newmont, they are changing from gold to copper. They are selling the gold companies around the world, for example, in South Africa, and they are getting copper companies in Latin America. That is the new policy, for example. In terms of gold and silver, well, Argentina is very important in these terms, or I mean, for Argentina, it's very important, gold and silver. In the south of the country, in the Santa Cruz province, and in San Juan too, for this provincial economy really is very important exportation, gold and silver. And now the gold price is increasing very fast and too much, really. And the exportation of gold doré, doré bars, I mean, is United States, Switzerland, China, and South Korea. They are getting this material from Argentina. And in terms of exploration, about reserves and resources, now it's continue very good, very healthy. Really is the people is happy with this change in the government. And one very important issue is the Chamber of Exploration company in Argentina has a new commission, and the president is the manager of Los Azules project. Next, please, Bastiaan. Well, as I mentioned before, the takeovers and investment, Eramet, you know, started production in Centenario Ratones, June, I think, the last June, and they bought the remaining share from the Chinese company. Rio Tinto, in a very, well, incredible movement, acquired Arcadium Lithium, which is Livent, Allkem, and Orocobre mines. And really, they are producing in Livent and Orocobre. There are 3 mines producing lithium in Argentina. It's Exar, Minera Orocobre, and Livent. And now Rio Tinto is the owner of 2 of them, and one is in a testing stage, I mean, in construction, Allkem. for the galaxy. And BHP acquired 50% of the project Jose Maria, which is one project that is in the construction stage, mainly in San Juan for copper, and the partnership is Lundin Group. And Tech acquired the right of the Oipita for copper in San Juan. Well, in terms of mines, production and preparation, no new metal mine were opened in the last year. And lithium project for the situation of the price now is lower and in expectation, but there are a lot of movement in terms of, I received a lot of communication from people that looking for the companies to acquire in Argentina. In terms of energy and infrastructure, there is a description before in the next slides. And one important thing that I want to mention, yesterday we were looking at the presentation with Bastiaan, and I mentioned, for example, Starlink. The new government opened the possibility for the Elon Musk company in Argentina to establish here, because the government before didn't want to open the door for this company. And now Starlink is very strong in all the remote project because it's so easy to connect. That is one example that is possible to make a very good business in Argentina. For example, I mentioned to Bastiaan that all the light trucks working all around the project in the remote sites has one Starlink device in the light truck. That is very easy to connect all around the world, you know, from the remote zone. Next, Bastiaan, please. Okay, what about the lithium project? Well, there are the lithium that are in production, continuous in production, to, I think, making or working on the break-even line, I think, you know. For the reason it's necessary to increase the production and the exportation too. And the others projects that are in construction continue. Perhaps little bit slowed, but continues. And the other companies that are working in pre-feasibility or feasibility study, they are still working. I think the advanced exploration, that companies are really stuck and looking for what happened in the future, expecting to increase the increasing of the price of lithium to restart the jobs in the site. But some companies receive some investment, like one company in Salta, the last month received $13 million, I think, for exploration, which is a very, very good news. That is the situation for the lithium project: 3 in production, 5 in construction, 7 in feasibility, 2 in pre-feasibility, 4 in PIA, and 19 in advanced exploration. Next question, please. What about copper? Okay, copper. There is just only one mine that producing copper in very artisanal way, which is Martin Bronze in Jujuy. Mining is a provincial company, or, I mean, it's a private company, but the core business of these people is construction, no mining, and they are miners, became miners right now. And this is a little production, but it's a production. It's a copper production. And another company like Pachón, Filo del Sol, José María, Los Azules, really the name that is possible to read here are very with a lot of power, like Glencore, Lundin, McEwen, First Quantum, and really the big project, the big deposit are in the hands of a very strong company. I expect a very good news in the next year in these terms. I mean, it's necessary to build infrastructure, to build in some places like Salta, it's necessary to build the very good relationship with the communities there, the Aboriginal community, and I think it's healthy. This part of the business is healthy right now. The copper project in advanced stage are 15, one in production, as mentioned, Martin Bronce, one in construction, which is José María, San Juan province, 3 in feasibility study, 2 in pre-feasibility, 1 in PIA, and 7 in advanced exploration. One thing that I want to mention is the campaign, the exploration campaign there in the high altitude. Just only it is possible to do that in the summer season. For example, start, I don't know, right now in October and finishes in March, because then it's a very high snow, windy, very freeze, and it's not possible to make the exploration in a good manner there. For the reason, sometime it could happen or appear like delayed, but the reason is the condition of the Cordillera in the high altitude. This is, and on the other hand, is the length of the holes. For example, the length right now is more or less average, I think, is 500, 600 meters, which is too much. Perhaps one machine can drill that in 1 month. For the reason, it is possible to read in the site of this company that they are rented, I don't know, 10 machines. 10 machines, this only is perhaps 10 holes, no more than this. And this is necessary then to introduce and to study and introduce, I mean, in the general study. For the reason, it could seems very slow, but really is the possibility that it's possible do that no more sometimes. Next, Bastiaan, please. Well, this is a very strong challenge in Argentina. Let me please read it, because it's important to mention what is the source of this information, which is Aeon, and there are risks inherent to mining business, and can be the shortage or lack of energy, lack of logistic infrastructure, I mean roads, railway, access to the port, social opposition from the communities, which is no news in Argentina and all Latin America, it's the same. Permits to operate. I think with the new government, it's possible that change that, but not in the municipalities or in some provinces. Climate, like I mentioned, climate is very important in the high Cordillera, really. Snow and wind, a lot of things. Supplies and price of import spare parts. I think it could be changes in the future, because the new government is focusing to improve that channel, and shortage of trained people, as mentioned Inés in the slides of critical raw material and what is the expectation about this. Well, now I want to mention in the new study, we open a possibility for a new chapter for logistic, which is logistic and infrastructure, which is very important as a possibility for the Dutch company, a possibility for business. Next, Bastiaan, please. As I mentioned, port. What happened? It is possible to see in the slides one map where all the coast of Argentina in Mar Argentino, Atlantic Ocean, a lot of ports, big one, little one, and mainly Rosario, Buenos Aires, Bahía Blanca, and Puerto Deseado really are working like a port to introduce or to send mainly grains, yeah, for exportation. It is possible to use the port for this. What about the transport to the site? It is important. When I talk about transport, I mean the port to the site, how it is possible to carry the machines or the equipment or whatever that is necessary. It is possible to use a combination between road and rail transport. Heavy machines or specialized equipment in conditions on oversize is necessary to think to make one strategy to carry this element to the site, because the road and because not only the condition of the road, I mean what is the way of the road, the curves and depending, really it is necessary to think how it's possible to transport that. In terms of port of mineral, mainly the port where the companies export the mineral is of Rosario. That was very important for one old mine that's closing now, Alumbrera mine, that they use a combination between the concentrate. They send the concentrate for the mine to Tucumán via pipe, like a slurry, and then they dry this concentrate and they fill the railway and they export that from the port of Rosario. The bulk material, the dry bulk material, it is necessary to use a specialized machine there. And in the case of gold ore bars, that exportation happens in the south, in the Santa Cruz province, it is possible to use the port of Puerto Deseado, or sometime the company prefer the exportation via airport. Next, Bastiaan, please. Sorry, one mention, very important mention. Chile. What happened with Chile? Well, nobody in Argentina wants to export by Chile, but really is very close, the port of Chile, to the site where the mines happens. You know, it's very close. And sometimes some mines export by Chile, mainly in the north, in Antofagasta and Iquique port. Next, Bastiaan, please. Well, the road, really the road in Argentina, well, it's an adaptation. The current condition of the road is quite good, really. The highway linked the main city with Buenos Aires, Rosario, Córdoba, Santa Fe cities. And really, Argentina is a very extensive country, a lot of road. Really, the condition of the road are not good. As I mentioned, it is necessary to establish a strategy if you need to import something, how you'll be moving that material, machine, element, or whatever, in oversize to the site. It is necessary to study that. It is possible to disassemble that or something like this to reach the site, you know? And the access for the site mainly are in gravel. That is the condition of the road. Sometimes in a very good condition, for example, the road that coming from Rodeo to Veladero mine really is in very good condition because they have one company just only working, keeping the road. In winter, in summer, spring, wherever, they receive, for example, a snow season, and they use the machines to clean all and open the road for buses, for transportation, for oil mainly, because it's very important they are in the site, the oil, and really working very good, but it's expensive. The only problem. Okay, next, Bastiaan, please. Well, what about railway? Well, as it's possible to see in the map, the railway is very extensive, but really the condition now is improving day by day. You know, Belgrano Railway, that's the name, is more or less 1,500 kilometers between Tucumán to Rosario. As I mentioned, Salta, Tucumán, Rosario. This is the line, and have reduced the time from 20 to 4 days, you know, to reach the port because the investment, you know, and currently is used for grains mainly, but in the future, perhaps the lithium use that to use the port of Rosario for exportation. And one comparison that is very important to keep in mind is lithium, 1 ton of carbonate of lithium needs 4 tons of different inputs. I mean, ash, I mean, different issues that is necessary to obtain 1 ton of lithium carbonate. For the reason, the bidirectional transport is very important from Chile Pacific or for Rosario Atlantic to the site. Yeah, it's prioritized right now in the mind of the provinces and the national government. Now they are building a distribution center in Güemes City, which is very close to Salta City, and they are connected on a high altitude railway that is going to San Antonio in the Puna of Salta, and they will be distributing the stuff from this city, San Antonio de los Coles. Well, about Urquiza is in the east region, which connecting Mission province to Buenos Aires is really a little connection between Paraguay and Brazil there. And San Martin is the line that connects Mendoza, San Juan provinces to Buenos Aires. Currently transporting is more or less 2 million tons. It has a capacity of 9 million tons, more or less. I think, or it's in the thing of the company, the copper project, the forecast of copper project is more or less 1 million tons for transportation. which is very important for this project in the future. And the other company that now is under study is Potasio Rio Colorado. That is a potassium company in the south of Mendoza. And the project is between 1.5 and 4 million tons per year. This is more or less the movement. Next, Bastiaan, please. Well, the transportation, mainly in Argentina, the logistic, I mean, is multimodal. Is 80% of the railway is multimodal. Is between road and rail and river. That is the combination that happens in Argentina. Mainly not right now for the grains, but perhaps in the future for copper and lithium happen the same.
Gabriel,
Well,
sorry
yeah,
to interrupt. I see the time. I think I would like to pass through the next slide, which are also detailed in the report. And I would like to ask you to mention a little bit more about two slides. One is with the opportunities for Dutch companies, and the other is about the moment. So about renewable energy, water management. We have an extensive part in the report, also on shortage or labor, specialized labor, which is new in the report. And I think it's important that you highlight a little bit of this part and also to the next slide about the moment. And then we'll go to the question and answers.
Okay. One mention, perhaps in the future, the Belgrano Cargas will be under privatization. This is a very good opportunity for Dutch companies. Main challenge on the mining industry in Argentina: water management, technology, energy, infrastructure, and new lithium processes, which is very important. Opportunities. Well, opportunities for European companies are, as I mentioned, collaboration hubs, investment to the fall in the value of the lithium mining company. That is a very good opportunity, I mean. Next, Bastiaan, please. Well, what is the best time or the best approach, and why now? Well, the price of lithium fall down, the new processes that I mentioned, the carrying of the environmental energy, the cost of these issues in the project, and it's very important for the company and the government reduce that cost because there are not too much energy where it is necessary. The minerals that accompany the lithium, for example, there are a lot of quantity of salt in the salt flat that is possible to use for another uses, like I don't know, energy or for the land, or that is a very good opportunity for the Dutch company. Take care of water resource, which is very important. Every project that want to be or what to set in the province, the first question is water, where, what, and this kind of questions. And the development of the infrastructure, that is very, very important. I think it's a very good opportunity for the Dutch company to be involved in the development of the infrastructure in Argentina. Next one, please. As I mentioned, the latest important announcement of the rigging that is possible to see in Mendoza, in Salta, in Catamarca, and one important, very important in San Juan, which is the reactivation of the Gualcamayo mine for the deep sulfur. They are thinking to get more or less 300 thousand ounces per year from these zones, and they are thinking to build a new line, industrial there, a factory or line industrial, because they are the resource is inside of lime. The rock that hosted the deposit is lime, and they are thinking to use that to get lime, because it's very important lime for lithium industry and all the another industry. And they are thinking to build a new park for solar electrical park of producing electricity for the community and for days off too. Okay, ready.
Okay,
Very
thanks,
fast.
Gabriel. Very interesting to see
Sorry.
that the new government really is helping to attract new investments, and that the mining sector is really taking off. For the participants, after this session, I will send a PDF with the presentation and also a link with the access to the market study, which has over 180 pages, a lot of detailed information. Also for follow-ups, I would like you to know that Gabriel and myself are available. Also, if you have read the report and you still have questions, then you can contact me and we'll plan a meeting in December. Here are also the contact details of myself and Inés and Felix, which you can always contact. And I see quite a few people that were at Expo Norte in Chile this year and Arminera last year. And it's important to know that we are here to continue supporting. We will have an L lounge in Chile next year and also in Argentina. So please let us know. And your initiative is very important, and we're the local support, providing with contacts, with more information. So I would like to open to the questions and answers. I know that it's almost 4 o'clock here in the Netherlands, so people that have to leave because of other commitments, they're free to leave. Also, I will share the registration of this presentation, which is being recorded at this moment. So, and you can also contact me for questions afterwards. So let me know. Anyone that would like to start with a question for Gabriel or myself?
Would like.
Yes. Hi, Guido. Good to see you.
Hi, Gabriel. Hi, Bastiaan. Thank you for your presentation. I have it's a question, something that Gabriel mentioned as still buzzing into my ear, is that all processes are going to direct lithium extraction, both. In our last event in Jujuy, Galan announced that they are shifting to a mixed approach of their project. They will be also developing an evaporation pond project. And 3 weeks ago, we have a meeting with GLB, Yacimientos Litio Boliviano. They were, let's say, closer to just develop lithium direct extraction projects, but then in that meeting they mentioned they are open to explore mixed projects involving evaporation and DLE. So I would like to hear if you have any comment on that, Gabriel.
Yes. Well, really, there is not one, there's only one point of view. What I mean is, the last project that are under study, they are looking for that, because Galan is a very old, I mean, company that they are under construction from the last year, and they are in the middle of the river, I mean. Now, but they are thinking perhaps to use both methods. I mentioned that because the new ones are thinking to use daily, because the direct extraction lithium is perhaps very expensive in terms of capex, but is less expensive in terms of OPEX. And then another thing, it is possible to produce from the beginning. It's not necessary to develop a big pond, you know, and waiting for 2 years for the dry these ponds to produce the first ton of lithium cathode. That is the point of view, the new point of view. On the other hand, the new one is to use a little plant, like a test plant, pilot plant, you know, close to the hole. Perhaps working with 2 or 3 holes all together, but a little plant, not a big one. The idea is to work in terms of scale. I mean, starting with a little one and then scale it for the next ones, not start building a big plant, and then, you know, that happened now. The price fall down, and you are in the middle of the river, spending money, constructing a very expensive plant, and nothing happened. Or a big pond, you know, waiting for these 2 years that the evaporation happens. I don't know if it's clear.
Yes, I understand. You mean could be a middle ground approach or
Yeah,
transition solution.
yeah.
Okay, understood. Thank
I
you.
think I know it's not a good news for you, but you know, it's the point of view that I testing in the same meeting that we joined.
Okay. No, yes, that is obviously is my concern.
Thank you,
But
Guido.
anyway, yes, that's also something that we are monitoring in order to forecast the market in the future.
Mm.
Yeah, and for the information of the rest of the participants, Guido is from ESA Mining, and he's already very active in the region and also now entering the lithium mining market with their new salt or lithium.
Wet salt harvesters.
Okay, good. Okay, more questions? Anyone can-
Bastiaan.
Yeah, hi, Alberto.
Hi, Bastiaan. How are you? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Good to see you.
Good, good. Well, my name is Alberto. I work for Royal Ecklenkamp. It's a Dutch company. And my question is for Gabriel. Gabriel, I was in Arminera this year. And basically, I don't know if I'm wrong, but my feeling is there is not a lot tailings for copper mines in Argentina, right?
Right.
Okay.
But there is a lot of tailing of gold and silver, and this
Silver.
is a very good opportunity for your machine.
For the Sonic, because
Yeah,
we
yeah. This is. I was involved with perhaps 2 years ago with one machine,
because
looking
you
for
know
Gualcamayo
yeah,
mine in that moment.
because
That
you
is,
know okay what I'm saying now in Latin America, in Chile and in Peru, we're getting a lot interest for sonic drilling
yeah,
in the
sure.
tailings because they are exploring if we have more more mineral in the tailing than in the mine.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
are quite busy now actually selling, quoting to contractors. So do you think for the gold and the silver is good as well to explore the
Yeah.
tailings.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it is this machine is very, very useful for for example, the gold audit, which is very important. You
Yeah.
know, the gold audit is how much we keep, how much go to the waste dump, and how much to the tailing dump. For example,
Yeah.
this is the audit. It is necessary to close in zero. For the reason is very important your machine for the testing of this both. You know, the western, the west time, the west time, the west. The west dump and the tailing dump.
Okay. No, thank you, Gabriel. I will look
No,
into.
I know your machine, and I believe in that. Believe in that.
Thank you. Thank you, Gabriel. I will look into. I know some contractors there. I know some contractors in como Cono Sur. So
really,
I know the owner. He used to work for
Yeah.
Energold. So
good people.
yeah,
Good
I will talk to the guy about that.
Yeah,
See if there's
Nicolas
Yeah,
is a
Nicolas.
very, very good people. Yeah.
nice guy. I used to work with him in that. He was working for Energold, a Canadian company.
Mhm. Yeah, I know. I know
so-
from the last, I don't know,
Yeah,
20 years.
Yeah. Okay. No, thank you, Gabriel. I will talk to him. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bastiaan.
Okay, thank you. Very good to see you again. Any more questions?
Well,
Anything from your side, Gabriel, to add?
no, I need to cook right now.
Okay. Well, thanks
Okay, thank you.
very much. And I will send the presentation and will be available for all your questions. So again, thanks very much for everyone for joining, and we'll keep in touch. Have a great
Okay.
day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank
you,
you.
guys. Thank you. Thank you.